Well, all eyes are on Pauline Hanson's One Nation party ahead of Western Australia's election this weekend. Polls suggest the party could pick up 10% of the vote statewide and possibly more in regional areas. Eliza Borrello has been out at the York races in the heart of WA's agricultural region.
I'm here with Rod Caddies, One Nation's #1 candidate on the agricultural region ticket. Rod, before entering politics, you were a bull rider in a previous life. What made you decide to jump on board and run for Parliament?
Oh, I'd been talking to a lot of people, and I said to them, I started talking to friends actually one day that came up that I was whinging about politics a little bit and about how I don't believe we were being represented, that politicians were doing what they felt they wanted to do and not really what was the best thing for the people.
When you first announced you were going to run, you said you didn't really have any firm policies, you wanted to listen to the people. You've been listening to the people for a few months now, I assume. Have you come up with any firm policies that you're going to pursue in Parliament?
There's been a few, but obviously it's the same as many parties and what people have been saying with health, education, crime.
We are, of course, in National Party heartland. Mia Davies is the member for the Nationals for the Central Wheat Belt. Mia, how are you feeling the election campaign is going for the Nationals here?
I've been in every corner of the electorate over the last 2 months and all around the state, and I feel that people understand what the Nationals have been talking about in relation to coming up with a new revenue source, the $5 a tonne levy for Rio Tinto and BHP.
How are you feeling you're going against One Nation voters in particular?
It's very hard to do what we're aiming to do, which is to get a third term in government. I find it a little bit strange that we have a fly-in, fly-out senator from Queensland coming over to tell Western Australians what they should think and what they should do. We will be here after she's gone.
We've been asking voters who they'll be voting for here at the racetrack, and it's been a bit of a mixed bag.
I'll vote for the Liberal Party.
Voting for Labor. I'm going to vote for Mia Davies.
Yeah, the National Party?
Yes, yep.
Okay, and why is that?
She does a lot for Northern. She does a lot for Northern women in business, and she's always very approachable.
I'm very undecided at the moment.
You said you might be leaning towards Pauline Hanson?
Yes.
And why would that be?
Just her beliefs, what she's standing for.
In town, there does seem to be strong support for Pauline Hanson's One Nation.
I think she's definitely a voice for the people.
Any policies of hers that you like?
Quite a few, but I won't go into them now, if you don't mind.
No, it's the only one talking sense.
Any of her policies that you like? Any of her policies you like?
Yeah.
Any in particular?
Just a restriction on what's going on,
On immigration?
Yeah.
I like the fact that she's attracted a different lot of people to vote away from the major parties.
One thing we have been picking up is people who were planning to vote for Pauline Hanson are now unhappy that she's struck a preference deal with the Liberals.
A couple of weeks ago I was undecided. I was going to give Pauline my primary vote and Colin Barnett my lowest vote possible. Now that Pauline and Colin Barnett are sort of in the same party, I'm very undecided.
Now, Senator Hanson has addressed that issue.
What I would like to also say and make a point of clearing up is about the preferences in this state. Now, I've made it quite clear I'm not there to shore up Colin Barnett or Mark McGowan as leader of the state. It will be the voters that will decide who they want to lead the state as Premier.
Pauline Hanson's planning to remain in Western Australia all the way up until election night on Saturday. This morning, she'll be heading to the Pilbara.
And that was Eliza Borrello with that report.